All right, episode number 0, the Off-SZN Show. And my name is Chris the Turk, and I am the Bet the Beach guy. We sit here not 2 weeks post the conclusion of the inaugural AVP League season. We sit here on the eve of main draw play in Chennai, India, in a challenge event, the second to last challenge of the year, the third to last event of the year on the Beach Pro Tour. And I said it on Instagram a couple of days ago. We are now standing at the precipice, just right at the precipice, of 4 to 5 months, cold months, if you're up here in Dunstable, Massachusetts. 4 to 5 cold months where we have very, very little beach volleyball to watch and follow. So I got 2 weeks in. I started getting anxious already because, if nothing else in 2024, I found out that I really enjoyed chopping it up and talking volley with you guys. I started producing content on Instagram. Explored the short form content type in great detail, to the Olympics, to the AVP League. Had a blast, and I don't want it to be over. Let's call it what it is. I want to keep doing it because I got content out there, and then you guys started talking to me, and we started chopping it up in the DMs. We started chopping it up in the comments, and for the first time ever, I felt like I was participating in the culture of beach volleyball that I never had before. And I had fun with it. So as we approached the end of the AVP League, I started thinking about what the next step for Bet the Beach was going to be, at least during the offseason. Because I think when we get back into next season, we will continue to do what we did this year and continue to do it better, because every time we put a post up, every time we put a reel up, every time we gamble on an event, every time we get prepared and set some odds for an AVP tournament, every time we look at the next week's games in the AVP League and make some predictions, I think we got better and better at doing it. And I think the AVP League took a big step this year, and I think there is a lot to be discussed, not only about what the future of the AVP League is going to be and what that's going to look like next year, but what the organization looks like in the coming years. A very, very interesting event's coming up here in a couple weeks where the Beach Pro Tour is hosting its first event on the soils of the United States in as long as I can remember. As long as I've been following the sport, it hasn't happened. It's a futures event, but it's an event. And that tells you that we're going to start turning our attention here slowly but surely to Los Angeles in 2028. And we now have a quad here, a full quad like we haven't had since before Tokyo, after Rio, where we can start to see, it develop in a full 4-year quad cycle. And this time it's in our country, and it's in the hotbed of domestic beach volleyball in Los Angeles, in Southern California. So I think we have a really interesting time coming up here, not only for the AVP, as I said, but for just beach volleyball in the United States. I think the Beach Pro Tour, same could be said for some changes that it has made, good and bad. And I think it's opportunity for us to continue to hang out and talk beach volleyball. So that's what this podcast is. This is episode 0, so this is just a trailer. This is a very small little preview of what you're going to see week to week. The show is called the Off-SZN Show, and episodes will drop weekly on YouTube. They will drop, if you ever watch Bet the Beach Live, my first, concept of doing, YouTube programming back in the spring, it was every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's what we're going to stick with. So episodes will drop at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and the first episode will be on Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. The next morning, Thursday morning, so in this case, the first episode will drop on December 5th, Thursday, December 5th. The episode will be live on all major podcast platforms in audio form. And this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I'm an engineer by trade. I am a broadcaster by hobby. I spent many years working for my local AM radio station, doing a wraparound, red zone style broadcast on AM radio for local high school football. Friday Night Lights, a spectacular show. Awesome show. Love doing it. and I had about 30 or 40 fans, or listeners, I should say, on that AM radio station signal, and they were all parents and uncles and friends. And it was still a blast. So I say that to say this: audio is near and dear to my heart, the audio form, and I felt like I was missing part of the puzzle in not having an opportunity to do some long-form audio connection with the beach volleyball community. I do think that there is still a word for, or a place in the world for audio-specific programming. And ideally what this show is, it's both a visual show and an audio show. So if you want to watch it on YouTube, you're going to pick up everything. If you want to watch it on podcast, you're going to get most of the content. And I think a lot of our episodes will be conversational, focused. We're going to bring guests in. We're going to bring friends in. We're going to talk beach volleyball. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk, the stories of the day. Hopefully we'll get some interviews with some players. But there's already places that are doing interviews with the players. So if we do have players on, and I hope we do, and if you guys are interested, DM me. We'll get you on here via Zoom. We'll chop it up. We can play the drinking game. We can rewatch old AVP episodes. There is a wealth of old AVP episodes up on the internet. Let's sit down. Let's pull it up on the screen, and let's watch one together. And if one of the players wants to come and join me, if one of my friends wants to come, we can play the drinking game from an episode from 1990. So that's one of the ideas I have for this show. It's going to be a variety show. So from week to week, you're not going to know specifically what you're going to get. A preview of the first episode. The first episode will be a deep dive, and we're going to do this occasionally where I spend a couple weeks and I really look into something and I prepare something for you, and then I will explain a story to you. And the first episode, you're not going to be surprised at this. It's about the AVP, and it's what we just talked about. Where does the AVP go from here? What are the challenges that the AVP faces as we look towards 2025? What were the successes that we can draw from 2024, and what were the failures from 2024 that we can draw on? Lots to be talked about there. It's near and dear to my heart. I know it's near and dear to a lot of your hearts, so let's talk about that. That brings me to my next point here. I want this show to be extremely interactive. So my DMs will be open. My email, betthebeach@gmail.com. I'll say it over and over again. If you want to just drop me a message on email, I will read it on the program. I'll answer any questions. We can chop it up that way. So DM, email. I do want to, on Instagram stories, there's the ability to take mailbag questions. We're going to do that regularly because if you give me your questions, I'll save them up and I'll answer them in the next episode. We will be doing live episodes roughly monthly. So when I first started doing YouTube content, I was doing just live stuff because that's the world that I came from. This show, I think, primarily will be a pre-recorded show. So I'll package up a 20 to 30 to 40-minute episode for you. I'll get it up on YouTube. It'll be a live premiere. I can be there in the chat with you. We can talk about it in the chat. It'll go live on, all podcast platforms the next day. But about monthly, in that same time slot, so 9 p.m. Eastern, and you'll know when it's coming because we'll put it up on Instagram, we'll put it up on TikTok, on Twitter, on YouTube. We're going to do a live show, and those live shows are going to be even more interactive. So we're going to have a Zoom link. So if you want to get on the show, you DM me. I send you the Zoom link. You pop into the show. We hang out. We talk. We can rewatch old episodes with fans. I'd love to do that. Get one of my followers to hop on me. We'll get you up there on the top left side of the screen, and we'll sit down and we'll watch an old AVP game if that's what you want to do. Play the drinking game, something like that. Phone calls. I'm going to be able to get a voicemail link, and we'll get a phone number link for you so you can call into the show live. So those live shows I'm really looking forward to. They need to be interactive, I think, to make them work, and I do think that there's a strong enough community here that might be interested in doing that. So that's something we're going to ramp up over time, until we get this thing. We get a lot of us, dialed in and asking questions, which you can do at any time. We probably won't do the live episodes as much. And then hopefully by the time we get to, real volleyball again, which will probably start in Doha, as it always does in February or March, and then you're looking at AVP starting probably in June, who knows. So hopefully by then we're doing live episodes once a month. We're hanging out. We're chopping it up. We're talking beach volleyball because that's what I like to do. So that's it. Pre-recorded most of the time, live, roughly monthly. The time slot on YouTube is a 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific drop on YouTube. The next day, Thursday morning, it will be available on all major podcast platforms. And that is starting on Wednesday, December 4th. So this is going to go up probably in the next day or two. I'm going to get it up on YouTube. I'm going to get it up on all podcast platforms. Then when I do, I'll promote it. I'll put it up on Instagram. I'll put it up on Twitter and TikTok. You can follow us on all those platforms. It's at betthebeach. And as I said, if you want to drop me an email, it's betthebeach@gmail.com. interaction is going to be huge to make this work because I can only sit here and talk to myself for so long. I'm going to be bringing friends in, I'm going to be bringing guests in and all that, but I want you to be part of the show too. I want the listener, you, the viewer, you, to be as big of a part of the show as I am. And I think we can have some fun that way. So that's it. Finally, the last thing I have to say is that I've been messing around with AI, and I've gotten AI, not Allen Iverson, the computer, to produce some intros, some outros, some graphics for us. One of the graphics you've already seen here was an AI-generated image. And so we're gonna test out some outro songs over the course of the next few episodes. So let me know what you think of those two, which ones you like, which ones you don't like. Having some fun with that as well. So that does it for episode number 0, episode 1. As I said, Wednesday night, the debut of the Off-SZN Show here on Bet the Beach will be on Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on December 4th, Wednesday, December 4th, and live on all major podcast platforms Thursday, December 5th. We will talk to you in a couple weeks. Have a happy and healthy Thanksgiving and a start to your December holiday season.
Wake up, sunshine, let's go play. Beach volleyball is the way. Sand in my toe, sky so blue. Fun in the sun, just me and you. Bounce on the beach, set the ball high. Smiles all around and we reach for the sky. Surfs up and laughter's in the breeze. Join the podcast if you please. Having in, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and surf, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here. Wake up, sunshine, let's go play. Beach volleyball is the way. Sand in my toes, sky so blue. Fun in the sun, just me and you. Bounce on the beach, set the ball high. Smiles all around and we reach for the sky. Surfs up and laughter's in the breeze. Join the podcast if you please. Dive and dig, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and surf, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here. Dive and dig, watch us fly. Under the sun we feel so high. Spike and surf, hear the cheer. Every day is summer here.